Hi guys, it is Sarah from Sarah Ann's Music, and you will not be seeing my lovely face today because I will be showing you guys how to make a YouTube thumbnail with Illustrator. I use this all the time. I created a template for it, and I just reused that template. I made my logo in Illustrator. Illustrator is literally my best friend. So, without further ado, I'm going to show you guys the process that I went through to create my YouTube thumbnail. So, to kick us off, you have to open a new file. Sometimes my computer takes a minute, so gotta let it do its thing. Illustrator is just a lot of fun to use. I appreciate it a lot, and so it's actually so much fun. If you guys want to, I can actually make a video showing you guys how I made my logo. Let me know in the comments. So, first things first, you need your orientation to be in landscape. And then you need pixels because you have to make... So, for the YouTube thumbnail, your width needs to be 1280. And your height needs to be 720. And create. I don't do anything special with it other than inputting the pixels and making sure that it's in landscape form. That way you have a blank canvas to work with and it'll fit in the parameters that YouTube has. It took me forever to figure out the dimensions. This just works the best that I have found. So, to kick this off, I created a black square background. So right now it's white. To do that, I clicked on the shape tool, make sure it's on rectangle, and I literally just went and I made a rectangle. And I filled it black. So you can use whatever color you want. You can use gradients and things like that. My color scheme is orange and black. I don't know why. I'm not usually a big fan of black, but it just works. So that's step one. Create your background. So next step is to import your logo. So my logo is, as you can see, it is an Adobe file because I can move it and here, let me make it not black. Because I can highlight and I can click and I can edit and stuff. So let's go ahead and import, open, and find my logo. And nope. Where'd that put you? There we go. Sarah Ann's Music logo. Man, it was exactly a year ago that I finally figured out what to do with this thing. Ha ha ha. Alright, so as you can see, this also has a black background. So in order to transfer the logo over, first gotta click black screen. Otherwise, you're gonna drag a black screen onto a black screen. It just looks weird. So you're gonna go ahead and you're going to left click. You're gonna drag and you're gonna select your entire logo. You need everything. And then I had to learn this hard way. You need to click on this part right here. And you're literally going to drag it out. So it's a separate page. Then you take it, and you're going to click on it, and make sure you can see the drag marks. And you're literally going to drag it all the way out, and over onto the other screen. Ta-da! And now you can exit this, you can leave this. I prefer to exit. You can save, which I'm not going to save my changes, because it's perfect the way it is. So now, do not click anywhere. Okay? Do not click out of this, otherwise it's going to be a pain in the butt. Trust me, I've done that before. It's a pain in the butt. So, before we continue, I do want to go ahead and tell you, make sure your layer tab is open, so that if you do need to, turn off the black screen, you have easy access. That's something else that I've learned is make sure you always have easy access to all of your layers. Otherwise, you're gonna have some issues. But we're gonna go ahead and turn that back on so I can see. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move this. If you're gonna click inside the work. See where my mouse is pointing? Click inside the work. Otherwise, you're gonna have to do that and reselect everything. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna try and make this as center as possible on the screen itself on this side. We're not gonna put it in the middle because this area right here is where you're going to put your title. So now this is done, you can click out of it and you have a almost perfectly centered logo on the right side. And then you're gonna take it and okay, that's one. Now we're going to create the title area, which is this part right here. Alright, so this part right here, this one I actually have it in two separate text boxes. Sometimes I use one, sometimes I use two. I think I've used three before. It just depends on how many words you're gonna use and how big you want your title to be. So my title is only, let's see. So my title is 60-point font, and I use the minion variable concept. It's a simple font, and it blends in well with the cursive that's in my logo. And so let's go ahead and make us a title. So let's see, where's my text box? I'm already clicked on my text box. One minute. Alright, so all you're gonna do is you're gonna click, and let's go ahead and make it 60. Alright, so now it's 60, and we have to make it, let's see, let's go ahead. Alright, now, if you want your color to match your logo, this is what I do with mine to make it match. I use the eyedropper, which is what you use to transfer colors and stuff, and I literally I click my logo, and you have orange words. So, it also depends, like, if you have a gradient, you probably want to pick one side of the gradient, or one color, or one or the other. It's really simple. It has saved me on multiple occasions. I love the eyedropper tool. Okay, so next we are going to create the title. So let's see, let's make the title for this one. So the title of this video is that's the other part. You have to figure out what you're going to title it. Let's see. Let's title this. Oh crap. How to create I have a better title. Using Adobe Illustrator. Alright, let's go ahead and move this over. And let's go ahead and change. Since I use the minion variable. Alright, so that's my first text box using Adobe Illustrator, which I think I misspelled Illustrator. Yeah, I misspelled Illustrator. It's Illustrator. And let's create another text box. So let's click out of this one. Make another one. It's already 60. It's already a minion. We're good to go. Let's go ahead and use our eyedropper tool and change the color. Alright. So, using Adobe Illustrator to create a YouTube. This one I'm gonna have to make that way. Why have I spelled them? Thumbnail. Alright, now we're gonna go ahead and scroll this over. One thing drives me crazy sometimes. Alright, now. This is the part that gets a little tricky. And this is the part that I had to learn how to do. So let's go ahead. Oh, that's not what I want. Nope. Back. Control Z is also your best friend, because you can use it to backtrack yourself. So, we need that. That's what I was looking for. You want to get it as centered onto these guys as possible. Alright, now you're going to left click and select both and align. I'm wanting to say it's this guy. Okay, so that aligns them. Now you're going to just click inside the text boxes if my computer will cooperate. There we go. Alright, so now you're going to drag it over, leave some space on the, well, it would be the right side. I'll show you in just a sec. I'll drop this. Alright, so now that's a little centered. And then we're going to drag it up a little bit, right there. Alright, now you got to make sure you have space on this side. Otherwise, your words are going to look really funky over here because it'll be too close to the edge. And now, when we put in the black, and go to View, fit Artboard and Window, and voila! I think I might need to move it up a little bit, but that's fine. This is where you do all the fine-tuning and you figure out how you like things. That's better. See? Ta-da! That is a thumbnail. So, that's how I do it. It's sort of simple, but then depending on your logo, what your title is, and what colors you want to use, it can be a little interesting. But let's go ahead and let's save this, and then we'll talk a little bit. So File, Save As. Let's see, let's put this here, where I put all the other ones, project files. And this one is Sarah and music. Oh, we'll just leave that. That way we don't have to table. Alright, so we're going to save that and give my computer a second to fix itself and let it save. So my computer's old. Alright, this you just leave as is. Don't mess with anything. Alright, that should be saved. Alright, saved. Now we're going to export. We're going to export as. And then you're going to put it wherever you want it to go. So mine, we're going to go back to this. Completed episode titles. Alright, make sure it's in a JPEG. Where it says on the right here, it says JPEG or JPG. That is what you want. Otherwise, YouTube is going to be like, no thank you. You can't use it. So we're going to export. Alright, now, this is something that I learned the hard way, because all my projects were blurry and pixelated, and what happened was that my resolution was on, like, 72 right here. It needs to be on the high one, the 300 one, otherwise, it's gonna be blurry as crap, as I have learned. Alright, we're gonna click OK, and make sure it's in RGB, too. Everything else can stay the same. So you're going to click OK, and it should export. Alright, now let's find it and make sure it looks good. If my file folder will load. Alright, let's go to Sarah's music. Season 1, completed episode titles. Using Adobe. Let's click on it. Get it pulled up. Come on, Mr. Computer, I know you're tired, I'm tired too. Non-copyrighted music. Come on, please show. I'm begging you. Please pull up. Alright, let's try that again. My computer just doesn't like me some days, unfortunately, which I really don't appreciate. But it's fine. Are you finally gonna work? Yes! And ta-da! You have a logo and a thumbnail. And so, I really love using Illustrator. I use it for anything and everything that I can. Just as sometimes I do it for fun, or I use it for this, or I use it to do stuff with my crocheting patterns and all kinds of stuff. So Illustrator's a lot of fun. If you get to learn how to use it really, really well, it can benefit you. And with that, I will say my goodbyes, and I will see you guys in my next video.